About him being asleep, they won over his affection, and he gently, but shook his shoulder. They leaned over his body, on his knees, and looked at his face for a sign of injury. Jungguk, they called, and tapping his shoulder. He looked, his eyes slowly opened and stared at him, blinking repeatedly. Is it already morning? He said, and his tongue, and shook his head. They sat back and gasped his hand before lifting it to his side. What is this, Cook? How did you injured? He foamed. His mind was processing slowly as he foamed, and they before looking at his hand. As he saw, he chuckled, and Dorian closed his eyes for a moment. I heard Jungguk. He crumbled. The gaps and turned him so that now he was on his back. Was he crazy? What? Why? They looked at him with deep disbelief. Why did he hate Jungguk so bad? Sometime he acted out of in play, and he did what he knew would regret later. And now, look at this mood. They know he did regret it. I was angry at him for putting himself in danger. He didn't get to play hero day. He crawled, all the sleep would vanish from his eyes. I thought you... Never mind. You should sleep, Jungguk. You look tired. I take it here. He didn't sleep at all. They asked for clenching him. No, he groaned. His red eyes was already rubbing shut. Then have some rest. We will talk later. They smiled at him and got up for the bed. I will keep the blinds closed. They slipped his feet on the shoes as he sized him. Stay, he said, and they looked at him and was about to refuse when he grabbed his hand. A few more hours of sleep won't hurt. His voice was dropped at a few level of tiredness. Guess it was right because they could stay for long as he wanted. So they stepped beside him and walked his arm around him. The bed is so small, they whimpered, and even closer for the fear of falling for his bed. Jungle let out a husky chuckle and pressed his back on the wall. It prefer for you, he teased. They punched his stomach and struggled into cover. Shut up. And you, sleep now, they mumbled, already feeling sleepy. An audible sign would escape his mouth as he rested his chin on his head. I never asked, how are you? He inquired, and they smiled and nodded slowly. Better than I thought, actually. We need to discuss all of this, he said, getting serious. They sighed and then closed his eyes. I know, Cook. I want you to forget this, they muttered. Okay, now don't be upset. Sleep. He rubbed their back smoothly. After a moment, they felt his hand was stopped rubbing the circle on his back, and they guessed that he was asleep. His chest was roused up and fell steadily, and that they were so peaceful to sleep. Next time they woke up, Jungguk was still asleep, wrapping around him. He had his leg thrown over him, an arm wrapped around the upper for his own arm. They crashed his neck and peeked at the clock on the wall. It was 11:30 in the morning. It looked like it was a sleeping day. They yawned and struggled to get out of his hole without making him wake up, that he could see his family. They didn't want to make Jungguk up because he looked tired and probably still needed to sleep, so they slowly slid under the arm and then tucked his leg out of his hole before jumping. Yesterday they had been too tired to take one. So now, they showed, dressed up in a simple pair of jeans and check shirt that was a small to size. They looked once more toward Jungguk, who slept like a baby. Walking downstairs, the first person they found was Inhe, who sat in the living room with a magazine in her hand that she munched on some muffin. They turned and walked toward the table. They sat in front of her. How are you this morning? They asked, sipping the water that was on the table. Should not I be asking you the same thing? She asked. Oh well, yeah, they said. They chuckled and picked up a magazine. I'm fine. They faced Inhe. Inhe, I'm so sorry. We never got the chance to talk properly. And your wedding day got ruined. Gosh, I feel so horrible about it. They said. Stop it, Day. It wasn't your fault, and I'm not worried about the wedding. It just, we all wanted you to be okay. That's all matters. She said, offered him some muffins, and they took one and bite into it. Still, I feel so bad. Who is there? They asked. Stop feeling bad. I'm glad that you're here with us, safe and sound. Taeyong is still asleep. He had not slept for past 3 days. Ines said, looking at about her husband, they feel guilty. When Ines said, he gave her an apologetic smile. I'm glad everyone is alright. For now at least. I can't imagine how worried all of us must have been. They tucked his hair behind the ear and the edge of the magazine in her hand. They were worried. Aunt had not stopped crying, and now he just spaced out for minutes. And he exhaled. Do you need some breakfast? She changed the subject. They swallowed and nodded thankfully. You should eat something. Jungguk will be here in a few minutes. And he glared at her watch. They let out a chuckle and shook his head. Oh, he's sleeping in my room. I guess he sneaked into my room. They asked imagine how Jungguk might have tiptoed to his room. And her mouth opened, and she laughed. He said he would be back in the morning. Anyway, I guess all the man needs sleep. Let me get breakfast for you. They smiled gently and stood up to accompany her to the kitchen. How is Sophia? They voiced as Innie opened the fridge and took out the juice. She smiled at Day and shrugged. She's all right. I know you're worried. Stop being so tense. She winked, and they laughed and agreed with her. Dad, I can't tell. Is Jungguk going to wake up anytime soon? Should I make breakfast for him too? Innie asked, stirred the coffee for Day. They took the cup and shook his head. Not now, until I wake him up. He looked pretty tired, so I let him sleep for now. He slipped the coffee and answered, Oh, where's Mom and Dad? They felt guilty, clenching the guard of him what he had last night to his father. He just wanted to embrace him. He was worried about, and they stepped back. He must feel so horrible and useless. They didn't know what's wrong with him. They needed to apologize for his bizarre behavior. Gosh, this had taken so much out of him, and now they needed to apologize to so many people. They had never ever called Invo for a week now.